Hello Year 3, this is your RE Lesson 3. Your key question today is what do Hindus believe about avatars? And your learning objective is to choose your own avatar and explain the uses of avatars in the Hindu religion. So I thought I'd start off today's lesson with a little story of how the world came to be. Now that we've worked a little bit on the gods and goddesses in Hinduism, you'll be able to get more of a picture and an understanding of the story. So this is what Hindus believe how the world became to be. Long, long ago, Lord Vishnu created the different universes, and in each universe he lay down on an ocean of milk. A pure white lotus flower came from his navel. Remember that's his belly button? And fast asleep inside its satin petals lay Lord Brahma. He was the creator and the source of all things. While Lord Brahma slept, there was nothing. Then Brahma stirred and woke up and began to create the world. First he created the gods of the sky, the moon and the sun. Then he placed them in the heavens to bring night and day. Then he created the god of fire, the god of wind, and the ocean. Into the ocean Lord Brahma placed a gleaming golden egg. Gently rocking on the waves, the egg grew and grew, and for a whole year it grew until one day it started to crack wider and wider until it split open. From its golden inside, Lord Brahma stepped out, crowned in the shining sun. He divided the egg into two halves and placed one above the arch of the sky and one below the earth. Then he made human beings to live on the earth in the golden shell of the empty egg. And so the world was made. But when Lord Brahma falls asleep again, his creation will dissolve into nothing, and the world we know will no longer exist. Okay, Year 3, as a little extra activity, I would love to see, if you listen to that again, listen to the story again, I would love to see a drawing of how you imagine those characters to look. I have put some illustrations, some artist representations of the characters on here. You can see Vishnu lying on the ocean of milk with his snakes around his head, and Brahma coming out of his navel, his belly button there, in his lotus flower. Now in the story the lotus flower was white, and the drawing here on both of these pictures, it is pink. Okay, I'm going to get on with the lesson now. Okay, before we move on, I just wanted you to understand what an avatar is. I have chosen an avatar from our Times Table rock stars. This is Baz over here, and you will probably recognise some of these avatars from games that you play at home on the computer or on your Xbox or whatever you choose to play on. It's who you choose to be. They are representing you on a game, so this is what you look like within a game. Avatars in Hinduism, we're gonna have a little look at now. Okay, there are, as you know, there are thousands of Hindu gods and goddesses, and these three here you should recognize by now as Brahma on the end, Vishnu, and Lord Shiva. Brahma was the creator of the world. Vishnu in the middle is the protector, preserver, and Shiva is in charge of destroying the universe, ready for it to be created again. Avatars that we're looking at today are representations of these gods. And they usually take the form of humans or animals, especially in times when people need them. Vishnu is the god that has the most avatars. This is because he is the protector and the preserver of the world, and all of his avatars appear when people are in time of need or something bad is happening, and they come to protect and to save. And there was a picture of artists' representations of the avatars. We're going to have a little look at 3 more of them in depth now. This is the avatar Matsia, also known as the fish. Matsia is said to be an avatar that rescued man as well as other creators of the earth from a great flood, so from drowning within a flood. He's usually drawn or represented as a fish with one half, the top half on here, as a human, and the bottom half at the tail of a fish. And he is said to have warned men about the flood and ordered them to preserve all the living creatures in a boat, which is very similar to the Christian story of, if you think, Noah's Ark. It's a similarity there. Varaha is another avatar of Vishnu, and he is the boar. If you look at the head here, he is the boar that raised the earth up from it being dragged to the bottom of the sea by a demon. So a demon dragged the earth to the bottom of the sea, and after a battle of 1,000 years, Varaha raised it out of the water with his tusks. And you can see on the artist's representation there that he's holding up the earth. Again, this avatar is half animal and half human. The final avatar that we're going to look at today is Krishna. And Krishna is one of the best loved Hindu gods. He's often shown with dark blue skin and playing a flute. And again, he's another one of the avatars that is there to protect and to preserve, just like Vishnu. In one story, he lifts up a mountain to shelter his friends from rain, which threatens to wash away their whole village. Okay, year 3, you have 2 tasks today. Your first task is to explain some of the uses of avatars in Hinduism. So you may want to look back at the video again, see how some of them have protected and preserved the world that we live in. And your second task, I'm really looking forward to these, is to create an avatar and explain its usage in today's world, in the modern world. You can create your avatar however you want. You can draw it, you can build it, you can paint it, and write a few sentences about what your avatar would do to protect and preserve the world that we live in today. Bye, year 3.